What's going on, guys? Good morning. I hope everybody's had a fantastic weekend. Today we're picking up on Genesis chapter 22. So if you happen to have your Bibles, please get those out. If you would rather just follow along with me, that's perfectly okay too. Alright, so let's get started. You know, guys, please try to keep me in your prayers. I've really been struggling with doing this task, and I don't know why. But the devil's really been fighting hard against me doing this for whatever reason. I think God has a purpose behind this channel. I don't know what that purpose is yet. I'm just trying to be obedient to God and listen to what He is asking me to do. For those of you that have been here before, you know that we're reading a chapter a day in the King James Version of the Holy Bible. Alright, so let's get started reading from Genesis chapter 22. Now my eyes are getting a little bit bad, so I'm probably going to have to put the Bible up here a little bit closer so I can actually see it. But let's get started. So, and it came to pass after these things that God did tempt Abraham, and said unto him, Abraham, and he said, Behold, here I am. And he said, Take now thy son, thine only son Isaac, whom thou lovest, and get thee into the land of Moriah, and offer him there for a burnt offering upon one of the mountains, which I will tell thee of. And Abraham rose up early in the morning, and saddled his ass, and took 2 of his young men with him, and Isaac his son, and clave the wood for the burnt offering, and rose up and went unto the place of which God had told him. Then on the 3rd day Abraham lifted up his eyes, and saw the place afar off. And Abraham said unto his young men, Abide ye here with the ass, and I and the lad will go yonder and worship, and come again to you. And Abraham took the wood of the burnt offering, and laid it upon Isaac his son. And he took the fire in his hand, and a knife, and they went both of them together. And Isaac spake unto Abraham his father, and said, My father. And he said, Here am I, my son. And he said, Behold the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for the burnt offering? And Abraham said, My son, God will provide himself a lamb for a burnt offering. So they went both of them together. And they came to the place which God had told him of. And Abraham built an altar there, and laid the wood in order, and bound Isaac his son, and laid him on the altar upon the wood. And the angel of the Lord called unto him out of heaven, and said, Abraham, Abraham. And he said, Here am I. And he said, Lay not thine hand upon the lad, neither do thou anything unto him. For now I know that thou fearest God, seeing that hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, from me. And Abraham lifted up his eyes, and looked, and behold, behind him a ram caught in the thicket by his horns. And Abraham went and took the ram, and offered him up for a burnt offering in the stead of his son. And Abraham called the name of that place Jehovah Jireh. And it said to this day, In the mount of the Lord it shall be seen. And the angel of the Lord called unto Abraham out of the heaven the 2nd time, and said, By myself have I sworn, saith the Lord, for because thou hast done this thing, and hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, that in blessing I will bless thee, and in multiplying I will multiply thy seed as the stars of the heaven, and as the sand which is upon the seashore. And thy seed shall possess the gate of his enemies. And in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because thou hast obeyed my voice. And in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth, So Abraham returned unto his young men, and they rose up and went together to Beersheba. And Abraham dwelt at Beersheba. And it came to pass after these things, that it was told Abraham, saying, Behold, Milcah, she hath also borne children unto thy brother Nahor. His firstborn, and Buz his brother, and Kemuel the father of Aram, and Chesed, and Hazo, and Pildash, and Jildlaph, and Bethel. And Bethel begat Rebekah. These 8 Milcah did bear to Nahor, Abraham's brother. And his concubine, whose name was Rumah, she bare also Tebah, and Gaham, and Thahash, and Makkah. All right, folks, so that concludes reading of Genesis chapter 22. Thank you guys for joining me today. If this is your first time here, please remember to subscribe. Ring that notification bell so you get notified each and every time we post a new video. And hopefully that's every day. It has not been the case lately. I have really been struggling with this, so please keep me in your prayers. I love each and every one of you. Please take care, and we'll see you in the very next episode.